Looney Tunes! Who doesn't love the Looney Tunes? They're practically one of the greatest cartoon characters of all time. With their unique characteristics, amazing animation, and not to mention that creative humor and tremendous music, the Looney Tunes made a lasting impact on the animation industry. And even to this day, many comedians, writers, and animators get their inspiration from the Looney Tunes. Nowadays, they've been more or less just characters on t-shirts and coffee cups. But there's still cartoons being made with the Looney Tunes, such as
grilled cheese, if you please.
So, as you can tell, I'm gonna review a Looney Tunes game, but not just any Looney Tunes game, no. This one is based on one of my favorite cartoons of all time, Duck Dodgers. No? Not that Duck Dodgers! No, I'm talking about the 1953 animated classic simply known as
Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century.
Ah yes, Duck Dodgers. It's personally my favorite Chuck Jones cartoon that he directed. Why am I mentioning this cartoon in particular? Well, they made a game out of it. Twice in a matter of fact. One for the Super Nintendo and the other for the N64. I remember renting this game a couple of times when I was young. Back when I was a young-hearted Looney Tunes fan, like most of us was when we were kids. When I see this card, I begged my dad to rent this for me so I could just go home and play this on my N64. And by begging, I don't mean like, "Please sir, could I have some more?" No, the way I begged was more like, "I'll do anything for it! Please let me play and I won't ask you anything else!" And yeah, I'm just gonna play this and see if it holds up today or not. Yes to play! So the game starts out as Marvin the Martian plans to once again to try and blow the Earth up. Oh my goodness, someone help me. Look, Marvin, it's not our fault that we keep blocking your view of Venus. Earth is sometimes a prick like that.
With your help, I have been able to build the ultimate weapon.
But as he presses the button, his machine runs out of gas. I mean kerosene. I mean diesel. I mean atoms.
I need energy atoms. Now!
Let's not blow this out of proportion.
I have sent for you, Dodgers, because we are facing a crisis.
So that's pretty much the story there. You're Duck Dodgers, you have to travel to different worlds and collect atoms along the way. The story is simple, and you get to enjoy all the classic Looney Tunes gags along the way.
Had the silly thing in reverse.
There are 5 worlds to explore, each containing 20 atoms for you to find. So, in a way, it's much like Super Mario 64, just going around, jumping, swimming, and defeating bosses to find the atoms. You can also get extra lives by collecting 15 blue atoms, or seeing Lola in some stages and she'll just give you an extra life. By the way, I just love how Daffy says this line.
Oh boy, I'm rich!
There are also some minigames you can play as well to gain atoms and 1-ups. By the way, the most easiest way to get a 1-up in a video game.
Oh boy, I'm rich!
There's one minigame that I just can't stand to play, but we'll get to that one in a moment. The game is of course a platformer, and a decent one at that. Some of the stages are fun to explore, and the difficulty is easy enough for you to finish the game in, what, 3 to 4 hours? Yeah, expect a lot of Looney Tunes games to be very short-lived. Then again, they're mostly geared toward kids anyway. But it's not all a platformer. There are a few levels that have a first-person-like gameplay style in them. I don't know why, but every time I play these levels, I keep hearing Doom music playing in my head. But sadly, the game isn't pitch perfect. For one, the controls are a little slippery. It's not as bad as Superman 64, but it feels a little loosey at times. It's hard to explain, but when you're jumping from one platform to another, the jump can sometimes go too far or not far enough. You will have to play the game to know what I'm talking about. But overall, the controls are okay. And remember how I mentioned this one minigame that I didn't like? Well, all it is just a pawn game. Simple, right? Well, when I move the analog stick, it goes bonkers. It's hard to control, and even when you're making the smallest movements, it goes bonkers. As for the graphics, they're not that bad. While the characters' faces are fuzzy at times, the environments are what really stands out. Some of the stages are pretty cool to look at, and you can tell that they were trying to recreate the Looney Tunes with this game. Oh, and the animation on the characters are pretty good. And it wouldn't be a Looney Tunes game without your bosses being Looney Tune villains. You got Rocky, Yosemite Sam, Hassan, but then you get other bosses that are just weird. In the fourth world, your boss is wrapped up in a present from Marvin.
Well, it's my birthday? A little too early, but thank you, Marvin. Oh, what is it? Oh, is it a shark that can shoot laser beams from its back? Or is it the Nintendo World Championship Cup on the 1990 Nintendo Fest? Oh, what is it? What is it?
A giant Tiki rock statue. So after whatever the crap happened, you then go to Planet X, where you have two bosses to fight this time. One being Marvin, duh, and the other being, well, I'll show you. After you get done collecting all the atoms in Planet X, speaking of, why didn't Marvin grab the atoms on his planet first? You get to fight the spectacular, the most amazing boss ever! A giant robot chicken. Easy to kill though, you just shoot the head. Then you fight Marvin, and then you're done with the game. Oh, and Daffy allows Marvin to blow up Jupiter. Wait, what?
Oh, goody.
As I was saying, Buster, this planet ain't big enough for the two of us, so off you go.
And that was Duck Dodgers 64 on the N64. It not really rhyme, but how does it hold up?
Well, the game itself, what can be said about it? It's as basic as 3D platformers go, but the game is still not bad itself. The things that could have improved some are the sleepy controls and the camera work itself, but for what it is, it's a decent Looney Tunes game overall with its presentation and graphics. Most of the voices are pretty good, and it's still a decent game overall. Oh yeah, there are superior Looney Tunes games out there, but for what it is, it's a decently made game. My final rating would be a 6.5 out of 10.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want me to review any other N64 game, just comment. It's as simple as that. Huh? What's this? A button?
You maniacs! You blow it up!
That's all for this video, and have a super mega truck with fun and awesome day.
Damn you!